My name is Kira, and today I'll be reading a book called Spook, My Best Friend. Chapter 1, The Beginning. Luna is 10 years old and is having a birthday celebration. She is seated at the head of the table with a small cake in front of her, lit with 10 burning candles. Do you have any wishes to make before you blow out the candles? Asked her father while gently patting her arm. Luna nodded yes and looked around at her parents before puffing out a big breath of air which extinguished the candles. This was followed by a stream of smoke slowly rising in the air above the cake. Her mother clapped and started organizing the plates for the slices of cake about to be cut. What did you wish for? She asked. Luna cast her eyes downward toward the cake. Same thing. I don't want to talk about it. I know what you wished for, her father admitted while smiling broadly. I think it is about time you get your wish, he said, nodding and looking kindly at her. Luna stared at him intently, scanning his face, searching for the meaning of his statement. She watched as he rose from his chair and left the room. Somewhere in the distance, she heard the back screen door slam close. Luna gave her mother a quizzical look. He'll be right back, my dear, her mother assured her. In a moment or two, she heard the squeak of the old screen door and her father talking softly to someone as his footsteps grew closer. Luna focused on the doorway, anticipating her father, accompanied by an unknown guest. Could it be that her sister Anne has returned from college to be with her on her birthday? A movement caught her eye as a white object started slowly to emerge from behind the doorframe. White was followed by black, and the face of a puppy slid into view. He had black eyes, a red nose, and his neck was extended as he tried to look around the room from his perch in her father's arms. A puppy! Luna sputtered while coming to her feet. She rushed over, extending her hand to caress this wonderful gift. This white puppy, her wish had come true at last. She looked up at her father's grin, then back to the puppy, who was making an attempt to lick her hand. What kind of dog is this, father? And what is his name? She squealed. Her father put the puppy down on the floor, and they all laughed as he wagged his tail so hard that his entire rear half was also wagging. Luna started petting him with both hands, and the puppy used his mouth and tongue to wrap around her arm or hand or any part of her that he could touch. This is a lab, he answered, and he has no name yet. You can decide on a name when you're ready. Oh, I already know his name, Luna answered, glancing up. This is Spook. Spook, meet my dad. Luna pushed the white puppy, now being called Spook, toward her father's legs, and his hand came down to also pet this very energetic puppy. Mother spoke up. Luna, you are to be responsible for Spook from now on. You have to train him to be housebroken, and you will have to train him to take commands before he will become a good pet. We are going to teach you how to do all that. Can Spook sleep with me? Luna asked, looking back and forth with pleading in her eyes. Eventually, Father answered. First, he has to be housebroken, and he has to sleep in his cage until the training is over. And, he continued, after that, he will have a bed on the floor in your room if you like. Luna blinked, taking in what her father had said. She suddenly had the start of tears in her eyes, and she stood up looking back and forth at her parents. You mean Spook can't sleep with me? She asked. Not in your bed, Mother answered. Spook will be a very big dog in a few months, and trust me, both of you will be better off if he sleeps on the floor on his own bed. Luna nodded that she understood, though she still had doubts that it was the best way. She had been waiting on a dog she could call her own for months, years even, and at last it was true. Spook was hers and hers alone, Such joy! She squatted down again and extended her arms, and Spook ran into her so fast that it nearly knocked her to the floor. She had to extend her neck and turn her face away from him so that she could stay clear of his long, wet tongue. Luna placed her hands on either sides of Spook's face and held his eyes with hers. Spook, my Spook, you are mine now, and we are going to look after each other. Isn't that so? Spook writhed around and licked her arm broadly before looking back at her face. His eyes answered. He was hers and she was his from this day forward and